Hey guys, what's going on? I finally watched Better Call Saul. I thought, okay, I'll give it a try because, this is something that creators of Breaking Bad made and, it should be good, right? So I turned on the first episode and after 10 minutes I was done for it. Somewhere on the 11th minute, I remember how I blinked and it was the whole series finale. And I'm sure those last black and white episodes became possible because creators truly deserved to force people watch art house. And of course I watched Breaking Bad, but I watched it like 15 years ago when it was airing. And to be honest, I couldn't exactly relate because I was more of a High School Musical kind of girl. And not that I can relate on being a drug empire mastermind, but I definitely can relate to another more realistic and, adult stuff like relationships. So while I was watching Better Call Saul, I decided that for sure once I finish it, I will then rewatch Breaking Bad. And now we're here. And I have a fresh picture of both TV shows in my mind, so I'd like to discuss it because while I was watching Better Call Saul and then Breaking Bad, I thought I kind of liked Better Call Saul more. I changed my mind a couple of times and I googled it and it appeared that the fan base actually split into two camps. One roots for Breaking Bad, the other one believes that Better Call Saul is actually better. Call. Okay, I've built my opinion on this and I'm gonna talk about it today, and I'm really curious if you belong to one of the camps or what do you think about these two shows? Let me know in the comments. So at one hand, we have Breaking Bad, the TV show that is at the top position of every rating of TV shows you can imagine. Like, it's the best TV show of our time. Seriously, not top 10 or top 50 TV shows. No, it's like top TV show along with like The Sopranos and Game of Thrones. On the other side, we have Better Call Saul, which is best case like in top 20. And if you talk to some random person, which is not like a TV series geek like I am, and you mention Breaking Bad, even if they haven't watched it, they definitely will know what you talk about. On the other hand, when you mention Better Call Saul, you need to explain it like Better Call Saul. Remember Saul Goodman, the lawyer from Breaking Bad? Yeah, so this is like a spin-off of Breaking Bad, and it's about this lawyer. Both shows are really good, and I invite you to dive into this rabbit hole of Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad universe along with me. So guys, I'm editing this video, and I found out that it's been 10 years since Better Call Saul premiered. Yay! Let's start from the picture. Breaking Bad starts more like a usual TV show and it builds more on characters, on story, on actors, and only somewhere in season 3 you can start see, this conceptual, cool cinematographic shots, and they feel more like exception, like they only tried this thing. By the end of the series, of course, in 5th season, picture is much cooler and much more stylish. So to me it looks like crew sort of grew with this TV show. I'm not sure if they changed camera guys, but it is what it is. On the other hand, in Better Call Saul, right from the first episode, they let you know that you are in some serious company. Next thing is storytelling. Definitely Breaking Bad is ahead of Better Call Saul here. Chemistry teacher who starts cooking meth because he wants to leave something to his family because he's dying of cancer. Then the story develops and you see how, a simple one-time thing turned into the whole meth empire. And though each season has sort of its own topic, this is the wholesome story. In Better Call Saul, it's a little bit different. We don't have story through all 6 seasons. It's more like different life stages and situations that happened to Jimmy McGill or because of him, aka Saul Goodman.
It's all good, man.
So the story itself is not exactly strong, unlike characters. Characters-wise, I truly think that in Better Call Saul, they're much more complicated. In Breaking Bad, we see the development of the characters. Basically, when we first see Walter White, we kind of feel a little bit sorry for him, a little bit confused with his feelings. But the development of Walter White, who basically was consumed by Heisenberg, is really kind of mind-blowing and super interesting to watch. It all started with the true desire of doing good, some good thing for the family, but then his unfulfillment in life and his really fragile ego push him to decisions and actions that change him. And just right in front of our eyes, we see how Guy like with step by step, with every new, let's call it adventure, with every new situation that happens to him and the way he reacts, he just turns into a super bad guy.
I am the danger.
And all of his insecurities truly stay in the way, and they hurt his goals, his results, and everyone around him, especially Jesse. We also have Jesse. At the beginning of the show, you feel like he's just some, street guy who's dealing drugs, and you don't exactly sympathize him. You sympathize more to Walter because, well, he has some truly real problems. And Jesse is more like, easy character. But then, while you watch him going through everything that he's been through, and that's a lot, you feel more and more like you sympathize him. He's kind of good guy from a nice family. Something went off, obviously, with his parents. So he learned some stuff on the streets. And if he would have more of, role models in his life and people who would support him and guide him, maybe he would actually not end up the way he did. And he tried to surround himself with people. He tried to build a family. He failed. And once again, if it wasn't for Walt, maybe he would made it without that many damages. There's also this thing in Breaking Bad where it's kind of like two worlds collide, because at one hand we have super realistic family life with their own issues, with their own troubles, with their ups and downs. And on the other hand, we have something that, well, don't actually go through every day, like, building drug empire. And so these two worlds collide here, and we just see how one guy tries to manage these both worlds. And that's interesting to observe as well, of course. In Better Call Saul, it's not a show only about Saul. It's basically almost half about Saul, and the other half is about Mike and how they met and how their stories intertwined. And in the third season, we meet Gustavo and we find out how Gustavo and Mike are connected. Seriously, when I grow up, I want to be Mike. Dude can just deal with anything. Of course, he has his tragic story. He was a dirty cop. His son wasn't, but he couldn't save him from dirty cops like himself. He had his revenge, moved to the desert. And I think that here's where creators sort of gave us something to feel related with Breaking Bad. And bold guy messes with drug business to support his family. We also have Mexican Jesse in Better Call Saul, and we kind of see this couple, an old wise dude and a young unexperienced guy, and how they cooperate and their relationship. And we also see how Mike had already experience on supporting some young guy who just got stuck in life and a bit confused. Then we have characters in Better Call Saul, and to be honest, they don't have as much development, but they're really complicated. I truly cannot sympathize to any character in Better Call Saul. We are supposed to feel sympathy and root for the main character, right? And it's sort of what happens, but you see that Saul is he's kind of a sleepy guy. He's not really honest, he's flawed, but for some, seasons, you continue believing him because he does good things, he supports people, he has the whole story with his brother. So his brother is a well-known, in particular circles, lawyer, and in his own way, he sacrificed some stuff for Jimmy, and still Jimmy was always in his shadow. And his brother has this disease. He's allergic to electricity, the disease that exists only in his head. And Jimmy supports him even despite they have their, ups and downs. They have really complicated relationship, but till some point you see that they still a family. And same goes for all characters in Better Call Saul. Only some are truly evil, but those that are not good, you can't say that they are really bad. So all of them are in super gray zone. Someone is deeper to the black, someone is a little bit closer to the white. But still, even, take Kim. She helps people, she wants to help people, she does truly good things, but she's also really manipulative And she has this thing with Jimmy where they, play with other people and it's not good. But if we compare them with Salamanca family, yeah, of course, Kim and Jimmy and everyone this side is kind of good. If we take Mike, once again, he really struggles with killing people and do some shady stuff, and still he's involved in drug business, and still he was dirty cop, and still he does kill people if he was told to. So we also have Gustavo, who is super intelligent and takes care of his employees and kind of smart and everything, but then we remember Gustavo from Breaking Bad, and it's not good at all.
Is there anything else I can do for you?
I would kill your infant daughter.
I remember when I first watched Breaking Bad like 15 years ago, I really truly didn't like Hank and Marie. They doesn't look nice, right? They kind of bullies, Marie steals. Hank is like really mean and aggressive. They don't look like they're good, but this is nothing compared to what Walter does, to what even Jesse did, to what Sky did even. You know what they say, nice is different than good, and they truly awesomely show it in both TV shows. Characters in Breaking Bad are like more understandable. You still can see black and white. You can still see those layers, but in Better Call Saul, I wanted to root for some character. Okay, yeah, I absolutely love Mike. But other than him, I couldn't root for any of those. Like, I couldn't relate to any of the characters because despite some of them does stuff that kind of good, I can't say that I understand all of their actions. Like Jimmy's brother, Chuck, I really kind of hated this guy because like he sucked. I mean, I'm sorry for what happened to him. He sacrificed himself for Jimmy and he couldn't forgive Jimmy for that, but it wasn't his fault, like we're all adults. And when it came to the bottom line, he betrayed his brother. On the other hand, Jimmy kind of did the same thing in the court. They are all super shady and gray, but in their own way. I think it's one of the reasons that keeps us glued to the screen because we really want to figure out those characters and we can't. I mean, I couldn't. The other thing that I absolutely love about Better Call Saul is intro. You remember the intro? Basically, we all know how Jimmy or Saul loves filming.
Heck yeah.
He filmed a lot of ads, not only for himself, and he never got to make a movie, of course, but he truly, really loved the whole process of shooting.
I had a good job until my boss accused me of stealing. I better call Saul!
And that's why I fight for you, Albuquerque. Better Call Saul.
And so the intro is like, it's different for each episode, but same for each season. I hope it makes sense. But with every season, the quality of the picture gets worse and worse. It's like the film is being chewed, and in the end, it just breaks. And we see like how he finally got caught and how he finally confessed and turned himself in. After everything that happened, he chose kind of light, though it meant for him to go to prison. Breaking Bad is truly tense, like one of the last episodes of the show. I think it's like the most tense episode in TV history. Seriously, I remember I couldn't turn away from the screen. I was like watching it like this. It was super awesome, super uncomfortable and stressed, but super awesome. And amazing thing about both of the shows is that you can't turn your eyes off the screen, not even for a second. And I'm the person who rewatches Gilmore Girls all the time. I'm truly not into some drug histories, etc., etc. Like, it's not my thing at all, but I couldn't turn my way off the screen except for those moments that were truly horrifying and disgusting.
Say my name.
Same goes for Saul. I think that there was only some episodes in season 4 that were kind of low, but the rest, I couldn't wait to turn the next episode on and just dive into this story. Let's draw the line here. Both shows are super good. They are really good. You won't waste your time if you will watch them. I promise you this. Breaking Bad is exceptional. it's phenomenal. This is something that happens to us once, I don't know, once in a decade or a couple of decades. So this series truly stands out. Better Call Saul is super good TV show, and you can't feel a little bit more excited sometimes and more related and more interested in it even, because it's a little bit closer to real life. It's funnier, it's definitely funny, but it's not that phenomenal. So unfortunately, it can't be at the same position as Breaking Bad, Sopranos, The Game of Thrones, Stranger Things, Lost. But it doesn't mean that it's worse. It's just, this is how the world works. It's just not phenomenal. It doesn't have this, so unique concept truly helps it stand out from the crowd. But I'd say this, if someday I decide to rewatch one of these shows, my first thought would be Better Call Saul. I would definitely want to rewatch this one. So that's it. I'm really curious what you think, truly. Please let me know in the comments which TV show of these two you prefer. Have you watched them? Do you think Breaking Bad actually deserves this place in top positions? Or maybe it's overrated. I truly can see it, so if you think so, let me know. Thanks for watching, go check my other videos, and see you in the next one.